I just took a DNA test, turns out I'm 100%.
But I've...
Shut your mouth and let me talk to you for a minute.
No.
Yeah, I got boy problems, that's the human in me. Bling, bling, then I solve them, that's the goddess in me. Welcome down the rabbit hole, friends. We're here today to review season 18, episode 3. I am so excited because I'm going to do a live tomorrow, Wednesday, I think around 10 a.m. And I'm hoping to hear from all of you about this episode because you guys bring up things that I don't even think about. That's why I love kind of talking back and forth in a live with my subscribers. I've always felt like everyone completely underestimates the amazing, fabulous, sexy as fuck Janelle.
I love it.
I don't know. I guess I've always just been like, my partner and I split up, or sometimes I'll say divorce. I'm single.
Are you single and ready to mingle?
Oh, no. No dating. No. Maybe in 10 years.
I love that, Sister Witch. Boy problems, that's the human and I'm excited to talk about this episode in which we get to see like the inside of Janelle really come to the forefront. She's someone who moderates her speech and what she says, especially on camera. She seems to remain calm and neutral in so many situations where I really have believed that she was like seething with rage underneath. And this was an opportunity for us to really see what she brings to the table, which is like, I'm not putting up with a bunch of bullshit. I get what I need from you. And when you stop giving it to me, I'm done.
No, you make this excuse forever, but I've...
Shut your mouth and let me talk to you for a minute.
No.
You stay
I'm
and
done
talk.
listening to you.
Okay.
I mean, I really think Kody is so used to being the center of everyone's attention and being able to talk over people and having Robin there to like dictate that all the other wives should be quiet so we can listen to Kody and see his perspective, that when Janelle and Kody are alone in this tiny apartment she's being forced to live in, while Kody and Robin live in their like 5,000 square foot mansion with all of their kids, you know, it's finally time for Janelle to like come out of her shell and speak her mind and be frustrated enough to do it in front of the cameras is, I think, a big deal for a woman like Janelle.
Okay, so we're done.
Goodbye.
You.
I have to say, though, I still really feel for Janelle in this scene because, I mean, I think we can all relate to that feeling of like someone who walks away from you and won't finish what needs to be finished, like leaving you with all of the frustration, everything kind of like hanging on your shoulders. And that's what Kody is doing here. And it really makes me angry, okay? This is something that I feel like is a big issue in this polygamous structure. I think that we've seen throughout the episodes that what Kody is able to do, and throughout the many seasons, he's able to have like a problem with one wife and then just leave her. Leave all of those problems, all of that heaviness on her shoulders to bear while he goes and gets some kind of support and satisfaction and pleasantness from another wife. That's a big issue. Instead of being forced to work it out with this person because this is the only wife that you have, the only family that you have, and you need to work on your relationships with these people. He has had the opportunity to leave and go to a situation where the relationships aren't as difficult because they're in an easier time in their lives, aka his relationship with Robin. You know, they have younger kids. Robin doesn't have a job. Robin constantly like caters to him. So he leaves these other wives with all of their burdens, with all of their problems. This is like also what happened with Isabel's surgery, right? Like, there's a big, huge weight on this family, on Christine and her kids. And he's like, oh, see you later. Gotta go over here and spend some time with this other family. He is constantly able to escape from his responsibilities. That's what he's doing. He's escaping. And that's what I see here with Janelle. She's being left with the burden, with the weight 110% on her shoulders. And that is so wrong.
Back, you put it, well then you call them, Kody, because you always put it back on me.
That phone goes both ways, and I've been available to talk to them.
This is really crazy for me. My husband and I, we always have all kinds of issues, especially because we're moving all over the world and there can be friction about what we're going to do and how we're going to do it. But what will always come first, and it would kill me if it didn't, is our kids. right? Like, regardless of how I feel about what's going on with my husband, regardless of what he feels is going on with me, like, we need to put our kids first. Even if we're struggling, even if there's tension between us, what can we do to support our kids best? And I think that's just a natural expectation of a parent towards the other parent. Once again, Kody gets to escape all that and still be a good parent at Robin's house. And I think that's psychologically a big problem for Kody, because if someone says, like, you're not being a good parent to Janelle's kids, he can still go back and be like, well, but look at what I'm doing at Robin's house. I'm doing a great job over there. I'm a great parent. I'm still a great parent, even though I'm not parenting these like 10 other children that I have. That is a big problem in this structure.
You know, it still surprises me that Kody feels like it's my responsibility to facilitate this relationship between he and my children. He's a parent as much as I am.
Yeah, this doesn't make sense, especially because Janelle's kids, they're adults now. So it's really time to move into a new type of relationship with your children once they hit the age of 18. And this is where, again, the structure of polygamy is really like effing everyone over, in my opinion, because it's sort of like, I've seen this with Kody before. It's like Mary's child, Leon. Once Leon was like off and doing whatever, it's like Kody just, okay, done, gonna go focus on the little kids. Like, that's what he is into. It's kind of weird. It's like, that's who he wants to parent. And after they get older and they have a mind of their own and the relationship needs to change, he cannot grow with them. He's not growing as a parent with his children. He gets to stay stuck in the part of parenthood where we're parenting like toddlers and very young children who are very responsive to the orders that we give them, or, you know, our love and hugs and kisses. They like all that, but there comes a time when we have to grow and develop and mature as a parent in order to mature the relationship with them. And he's never had to do that because he's always had the little kids to fall back on. And I think that that's what we see in his relationship with Janelle's kids as well.
You are always, all this stuff, you're always flipping it back on me.
It's because it belongs on you, Janelle.
No, it does not. Why does it belong on me? Why does it belong on me?
You know, I really feel like this is specifically very unfair to Janelle, who I believe has done an amazing job of raising her kids. They seem quite independent versus a lot of kids in this day and age. Many of them have moved on, they have jobs, they've gone to school. I mean, and they're good people overall. So she's done a good job. Yes, some of that is with the help of the other parents, specifically Christine, let's be honest. But I think Janelle's done a great job with her children. And she's also worked during that period. Like, she has contributed so much to this family, including she's also contributed like a very neutral presence. Like, even when other people were having disagreements and they weren't getting along, she really stood on a line of neutrality a lot of the time. And my issue is, like, Kody isn't giving her any appreciation for anything she's done over this past 30 years. I mean, where is the appreciation? It's really sad for Janelle that she is not being seen for like the beautiful effort and beautiful positive aspects she's brought to this family.
Because you didn't support my stand when it came to actually doing the COVID stuff.
Kody, I was protecting my children, and you have said, choose your loyalties or you're not going to have a husband. So I'm supposed to choose between you and our children?
Yeah, sorry. A lot of people will disagree with me, but I would always pick my kids. Even when they're adults, you still have relationships with them as adults. I love my husband, but my kids are like, I'm devoted. My heart is devoted to them. They still need support and love, sometimes even more so when they get older than when they're younger. And Kody definitely was asking her to take a stance against her kids. And those are his kids. He's really allowed the psychology of this polygamous family to get to him, and that he really thinks like he doesn't have to worry about those kids. You know, he's got Robin and her kids, and like if Christine and Janelle and Mary want to hop on board and pay all the attention and respect to his nuclear family, then that's fine. But if they're not going to, then goodbye. That's really how he's setting this up. And I'd be like, hell to the no. And I think that that's what Janelle was finally willing to say. Like, I'm putting my line in the sand. You're not coming between me and my children. I support that 500%.
That's what you basically said.
All you have to do is support what I'm doing. Do you understand that parents are supposed to make a united front?
I'm now being accused of everything he just accused Christine of and a lot of what he accused Mary of.
Right. So projection. He was being an ass to them. Now he's being an ass to you. All of the past failures are being combined into one person. You happen to be in front of him. He can't take it out on Robin yet. When you leave, it will be Robin's turn. I guarantee you. And this is where, like I've talked about before, I do think some people have gotten on me about this, but I think as people get older, they tend to have a lot of changes hormonally and all this kind of stuff. And we see a lot of grumpiness, depression, anxiety, all these things crop up in people as they get older, myself included. I'm turning 40 and like, I'm just a different person than I was when I was 20. 40 is not that old, right? But like, I'm just different. And I think Kody is changing, not for the better. There have always been problems, right? Like we know that for sure, but I think it's getting worse. I think he's getting set in his ways. He's wanting to have everything be the same all the time for him. He can't do that when he's got multiple wives, multiple homes, different kids that need things from him. He's less flexible than he used to be. We're seeing that pretty big time happening in this season and since COVID happened, which was also a time in which, and I'm just gonna, as an aside for myself, like I got really used to staying at home. So it's actually been kind of a challenge, like getting back out there and meeting new people, doing all that kind of stuff. So there's just a lot of psychological factors going on here with everybody. But ultimately, like what it comes down to is Kody's being an ass. Let's be honest with ourselves. Kody's just being a huge ass.
Janelle,
you keep acting like this is my fault.
Rules.
You did not give us any rules.
Them. Every day we talked about what they were.
No, you didn't give us the list until November.
The list was nothing. We were already talking about it and everybody was denying it anyway. Listen.
Yeah, but ultimately, like the rules shouldn't have just come down from Kody. Like everybody should have come together and they should have talked about it and made the rules that were best for everyone in the family, not just Robin, Kody, and her kids. And that's the real problem here. Hands down, that's the problem. It was all about you and Robin, Kody, and nobody can live like that.
Listen, I'm tired of being gaslit by you.
You are gaslighting me. This, like, all this, I feel so pressured, bull. This is you saying, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to make it your fault.
So now it's like they're talking all about the holidays, and I'm not going to go into it here because the holidays are just so annoying. Kody is being an ass. He doesn't want to be with the rest of his family. He doesn't want to be around anyone who has any thought about countering his narrative about his life. Anyone that might be like, hey, it's been hard over the past couple of years. Hell to the no. Hard for him. He wants people to talk about how hard it was for him, and that's it. He needs to be the king of his castle. And anybody that's going to even be like, well, I had COVID too, and it wasn't so bad, or it was kind of hard on me. He's like, no, I don't want to hear anyone talk about anything but me. That's what that's all about.
So listen, you really need to stop throwing me under the bus, okay?
Okay, you know what? Then you stop throwing me. You act like this is my fault. You have somehow set me up as like the Teflon queen. Isn't that what you said?
Yes, because you won't take responsibility for your...
This is all a bunch of bullshit, Janelle. And you should say that and you should know that. It's BS. Take responsibility for your actions. What? He's been off screwing, all these other women, doing what he wants with his life. And you are the one who needs to take responsibility for your actions? No, thank you, ma'am. You just took a DNA test, turns out you're 100% Janelle, and you're too good for him. You are too good for this man. Girl, like, you are strong, independent. You have worked your whole life. Like, Kody, he would not be who he is or where he is, and he never would have gotten Robin if it wasn't for, like, you making money in the background, you supporting him through all the hard times. Like, really, you're the one who should be married to Robin because it's your support, money, and all that even brought Robin into this family. That's my opinion.
I did nothing. I sat at home. I did what I was supposed to do, but it wasn't ever good enough for you.
This is all I need.
You wanted me to kick the boys out.
This is all I need, is to not sit here and pretend that at Christmas time nothing's wrong.
Yeah, you are what's wrong. You're what's wrong. Like they should have Christmas and put a big like picture of Kody up, and it'll be like, pin the tail on the ass, and you pin tails on his forehead because you are the problem. But you should be there and you should be with your family and take all this shit. And that's part of what being a parent is, in my opinion. Like, I'm sure my kids are going to grow up and say that I did all these things wrong, but the moment they need me or they want me there, or my husband says like, let's do this or that for the kids, I will be there, because that's like, when you love your kids, you do that. Clearly, like, you are so disconnected from reality, living in this like home where you've quarantined yourself with Robin for 2 years. Ugh, gross. I'm sure it's disgusting in there.
Act like this is
Do
not
you want
your
this
fault.
relationship between
I don't
you and
know,
I to
do
work?
you? Because when you say choose your loyalties, choose between me and your children.
Now you are literally gaslighting.
I
was
not.
only asking everybody to obey the rules of our home.
According to Kody, there are like a million levels of gaslighting, and you've reached like the nth degree, Janelle. Come on. Stop treating Kody this way. He needs like complete and total you bowing down to him. Otherwise, it's some level of gaslighting.
I agreed to the CDC rules. You had more. And it was never good enough, Kody.
You know
I
what?
wasn't going to turn my boys out in the middle of a pandemic.
Selfish. Janelle, how could you? I mean, Kody had his own home, but he also needed your home to come to, and he needed no children in it at all. No one ever there but you, just waiting for him day in, day out to show up, and like you help him put together some kind of piece of wood that he's going to carry back to Robin's, because that's all you ever really did for him in his mind. I hate to say that, but it's like you were sort of the person who he could go to when he needed something to get done, when he had a problem, when there was a financial emergency, when he needed someone to be a good friend. Like, you were a really good friend to him. Out of all of the relationships, I actually think that you and Kody had the best relationship, Janelle, because the friendship was there for sure. And that's something that you can't fake, right? Like, they were good friends. And I think that Kody took advantage of it, especially once Robin came into the picture, but before that as well. But, you know, you're the one being selfish, Janelle. Jeez. Janelle, can you just like tone down the gaslighting and the selfishness for once over here?
Shut your mouth and let me talk to you for a minute.
No.
That's it for me for this video, friends. I just love me some Janelle. I think she should have her own show. And it's not going to be a cooking show. It's going to be like drop Janelle off in the middle of like wilderness Alaska, and she finds her way home with like one match, a piece of wood, I'm not sure, a stick of lettuce, a carrot stick, with one match and a carrot stick. And Janelle will find her way back to Utah by the grace of Joseph Smith alone. By the grace of her Mormon God alone. I just love that girl so much. All right, guys, thanks for joining me today. I hope you will join me again tomorrow when we head down another rabbit hole.